Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, what's up? My name is V&A Strick. Thank you so much for being here. So today, as you can see by the title, we are going to be reviewing some products from the Rare Beauty line. That is actually a line from Selena Gomez. I am a fan, but you guys know in this channel we keep it real. I will not tell you that I like something just because I like the brand or who created it. We're very transparent here. I did not get anything in PR. I did purchase these myself, so I'm super excited to give you guys a review and a little bit of a wear test. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you find it helpful. And if you do enjoy it, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to join my squad. Let's get into it. I just came back from Sephora. I decided to be like the first customer there because they did launch in the Rare Beauty website, which I will link down below, and they're also exclusive to Sephora. It is earlier in the day, so I'm gonna do a wear test, and while I'm wearing it, I will be editing the video so that I can have it up for you guys around like 6:30 p.m. today, the day of the launch. I did get the foundation, the concealer, and also the liquid blush. The line is not super pricey. Like, there's obviously a lot more pricey things at Sephora, but it is gonna be in the middle of like drugstore and high end. The foundation is $29, the concealer was $19, and the blush was $20. So with tax in Texas, altogether it came out to $73.61. My skin is prepped. I have no makeup on, just moisturizer and eyebrow makeup. I will not be using primer today because I like to test out foundations on their own. So this is called the Liquid Touch Weightless Foundation. I got the shade 240W. And by the way, the whole line is cruelty-free and vegan. There's a total of 48 shades, which is awesome, and they describe the foundation as a weightless, smooth glide formula that dries down to a natural skin-like finish. It says that the pure pigments are packed in a serum-like base, making it easier than ever to blend and build coverage. A little bit goes a long way. It's supposed to even out skin tone and hide the look of pores, no clogging or caking, and it's supposed to last all day long without drying you out or changing the color on you. So it is a convenient, mess-free doe-foot applicator. Okay, so just from looking at this, I really enjoy the packaging. I like that it's different. I rarely get excited about like makeup lines that come from celebrities. From what it looks like is that Selena did her job. Like, the packaging is cute, it's different, but it's still simple. The actual like component here is a really hard frosted plastic, so it doesn't feel cheap. It still has some weight to it, but it is plastic, so it's not going to be breaking in your makeup bag. And just applying this to my skin, it looks very opaque, very liquidy, definitely more like serum like. We are going to do half of the face with a brush and half with a sponge. I'm just going to use my regular go-to tools. It is thin, so I have a feeling that you can definitely like apply a lot. We'll see. So again, this is the shade 240W. It might be a little light for me, but we'll see. We'll figure it out. I'll be using a damp sponge. I can leave these sponges linked down below. Currently blending out super easily, like super easily. So it definitely is a little bit light for me, but I think we'll make it work. I am a little bit more tan right now, but this shade, I think will be fine. So this is one layer, and it was like a medium-sized layer. I didn't put too much product on. And let me take a closer look. By the way, if I haven't mentioned, I do have normal skin. Okay, so it's definitely giving me medium coverage. I'm gonna try to build it. I actually like the coverage that it already has, but I'm gonna build it just to see how it builds for you guys. It did even out my whole skin tone, but you can definitely see all my freckles and a little bit of blemishes right here. It's not extremely dewy or anything. I think that it still needs to dry down, but I think it's gonna be more of a natural finish. It actually looks like my skin. And I can leave this brush linked down below as well. Okay, I honestly don't see much of a difference. I think that you can get like the same result with the sponge or the brush. Sponges will always tend to like pick up excess product more than brushes, but on the skin, it actually looks the exact same. So it looks pretty. It's not necessarily like blurring out my pores, but it's not accentuating them either. It looks pretty good. The only thing I noticed is in between my eyebrows, it's definitely clinging to some dry patches. But other than that, over the skin, it looks stunning. So I'm going to go ahead and try to build it up just a little bit. I can still see a little bit of my redness around my cheek area, so I'll just do that and see how well it can actually build up. Okay, so it is building. I don't think you're gonna get a full coverage. I definitely had a light to medium coverage right now, but you can build it to a good medium. I definitely feel like you're gonna have to set it if you want it to last long or if you have oily skin. But so far so good. I never like to make too many opinions right off the bat. I definitely wanna see how it works with other products and of course how it wears. So let's move on to the concealer. Okay, so the concealer is called the Liquid Touch Brightening Concealer, and I got the matching shade of the foundation, which is 240W. So the details say that it instantly hides what you want to hide, which is blemishes, dark circles, redness, fine lines with medium buildable coverage and a radiant skin-like finish. It is a creamy, hydrating, yet super long lasting, and it is also sweat resistant. It's supposed to blend out like a dream to even out skin texture, and it won't settle or cake into the fine lines. So the website tells you to dot concealer anywhere your skin could use a little extra love, and then use your finger or the concealer brush that they have to blend it out. It has a unique oversized applicator that has a flat edge to sweep concealer into larger areas of the face, and a pointed tip for more precise application. I didn't get the sponge because it was a $14 sponge, and if you guys know me, I don't think you need to spend a lot of money on sponges. So the actual packaging is pretty much the same, other than, of course, this is like the size comparison. And then at the top of the foundation, it's a circle, and this one is like a flat one. So it's actually really easy to like hold on to it. So again, these are like the matching shades, even though they are the same shade name. Obviously the concealer is lighter and it's a little bit more yellow tone, and I actually think this is going to work out great if you don't want to have too bright of under eyes, but just a nice highlight. The applicator is very interested. It's like a little triangle, so I'm going to go ahead and apply in the usual places. So I like doing the inner corner, a little bit under here, and I always use it as eyeshadow primer. I do like a more full coverage concealer, but I will tell you guys, if it's a nice concealer, it's only supposed to be medium buildable. So I'm gonna go in with my sponge and just blend this out. I'm sorry, I just realized that I should have done one eye at a time so that you guys could see the difference. Okay, so blend it out super quickly, and I'm just gonna grab the excess and put it anywhere that I normally do. So this is it blended out. I realize that I'm looking very yellow compared to my skin, but we'll make it work with bronzer. You know, it gave me like a light to medium coverage, and I usually don't like that, but it doesn't look bad. Like, it looks really nice. It already is creasing a little bit on my eyelids, but that's because it's very liquidy. It says that it's creaseless, but any concealer is gonna crease if you have fine lines, but it actually looks really pretty under the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and try to build it to see if it is buildable and for that medium coverage. I'm only gonna put it down here because that's where I have my dark circles. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and let it sit for a minute because it is quite liquidy. And usually when a concealer is very liquidy, if you just let it dry a tad, it'll usually give you more coverage. Okay, so that second layer, as you guys can probably see, it definitely gave you more coverage. Again, not full coverage, but a nice medium. So I definitely think that this is something that I can work with. It looks really healthy under the eyes, and it looks nice. I will say the foundation is already creasing on my smile lines, which is normal for me. I definitely have to set it. So I'm gonna set only my under eyes and my eyelids because we do have the liquid blush, but I don't want it to start creasing. I'm just gonna go and set that with my normal powder, which is the Hailey's Beauty Retouch Loose Setting Powder, and I will be right back. Honestly, this concealer is not my favorite. I feel like you guys can't tell because of my lights. Let me turn them down a little bit. I don't know if you guys can tell, but you can clearly see like my under eye darkness, which I don't think I have a lot of, but I definitely do prefer like a full coverage. So I do think it looks pretty on the skin, but if you don't want to cover or if you don't care to cover too much darkness, or if you just want a more natural concealer, I do like it. But for me personally, I'm not going to be using this all the time just because I don't like showing my dark circles. But like always, I will give you like my full opinion at the end. So let's go ahead and look at the liquid blush. All right, so this is actually called the Soft Pinch Matte Liquid Blush. They do have 4 matte shades and 4 dewy shades. So in the details, it says it is an airy, lightweight liquid formula that blends and builds effortlessly for a soft flush of color, infused with long-lasting color pigments for an all-day wear. A little bit goes a long way. It is mistake-proof and it layers beautifully over liquid or powder formulas without disturbing makeup. So in how to use, it says gently remove excess product from applicator, use the doe foot applicator and place 1 to 2 dots on each cheek, and use your fingertips and gently pat into your skin for a seamless finish. So here's a swatch and a blended out swatch. This is definitely like a very powdery finish look. Very pretty. There is dewy and matte. I prefer a matte blush, and as I'm blending this out, it is definitely such like a soft powdery look, which is actually really cool. It says that you can work on liquid and powder, which is nice. By the way, the packaging is exactly like the concealer. Obviously, it just has a different colored top. The foundation contains 1 fluid ounces, which is very standard, and the concealer has 0.25 as well as the blush. So I do feel like if a little bit goes a long way with this blush, you get a lot of product in here because you obviously don't use as much blush as you do concealer. I definitely don't love blending out anything with my fingers nowadays, so I'm gonna use a sponge. This is like my go-to, as well as a brush. And also it says to dot straight on the skin. I'll do that for one side. And this is the shade Grace, which just looks stunning. And put like 3 dots. I'm very scared that this is gonna be too much. See how it's like, instead of, okay, I guess I'll use my finger, but I don't like putting dots on my face because it almost starts to stamp them. Okay, so it does blend out with your finger, but I just don't love that because I feel like I'm almost disturbing the foundation under. I like to put some on my hand, grab a brush, stipple it, and then put it on my face. And by the way, I don't have any powder on the foundation, so this is what that looks like. I definitely like the application better with the brush, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it on the other side. By the way, this shade is definitely a lot lighter than I thought. This looks very extreme, but as you can see, it's blending out very lightly. I don't love, just because I do want more of the shade. I'm sure you can build it up, but if you do have deep skin tone, keep that in mind. Okay, so it's definitely buildable, as you can see. Oh my gosh. I feel like this is going everywhere. I actually do like it. I think that it looks a little odd because I don't have any definition on my face. But as far as the formula, if you like a powdery, like a liquid to powder blush, and remember, I'm talking about the matte version, then you would like this. I actually do like the finish. I think it's definitely my fault the way I applied it. You can definitely build it, but the more you keep blending, the lighter it's going to get. I think it takes more of a learning curve to use these, but I do like the powder finish. I love how a little bit does go a long way, and this is actually a lot of blush. So I do think you get a lot for your money. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face, do the rest of my makeup, and I'll come back to you guys and let you know how all the makeup went on with these complexion products, and then of course we're gonna be doing our wear test. Alrighty guys, so I am back and I do have some things to say. When it comes to the blush, I actually do like it because I will say I do like liquid blush, but sometimes I have to reapply or add a powder blush on top by the time I finish my makeup so that the pigment is there. And as you can see, I mean, I haven't obviously touched the blush. This is like set by itself and it's still very much pigmented. So even though it's not as dark as this, it does look like it's going to last. Obviously, we'll find that out within the test wear. Do like the foundation. I'm not like obsessed with it yet. It's nice. It's not like revolutionary. I just noticed that it is caking up a little bit around my mouth and around my nose. And then the concealer, again, It's not my favorite because it is, you know, not covering the under eyes, but other than that, I do think it looks pretty under the eyes. I'll have this video up around 6:30, so let's do a 6-hour test wear. I've already had the product for about half an hour, so it's like 6.5. But yeah, so far so good. I do like it, but I'm not obsessed. Hey guys, so it has been roughly 6 hours. Ignore the balloons. If you follow me on social media, it was just my birthday. So this is what it's looking like. Look at my lip gloss. It's obviously coming off, but I have my thoughts. The blush, A+. It definitely takes a little learning curve, but like, do we see how pigmented it still is? And I feel like liquid blushes definitely like fade faster, and I didn't even set it. So love the blush, absolutely think you should get it. The foundation actually does look good. It actually looks better in like natural light than it did in my studio light, which is very odd. If I had to compare it to a foundation, it reminds me a lot of the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation, which is my favorite one. But for some reason, this one was just a little bit drier, which is why I was having problems with it clinging in certain areas. But the more that I wear it, it actually looks nice. So I will be keeping it, and I think I'm gonna start mixing it with my Pretty Fresh one. So the only thing I'm not the biggest fan of, and you probably can't tell with my phone, is the concealer. And there's actually nothing wrong with the formula. It looks beautiful. I like the applicator. It looks nice under the eyes. I just prefer more full coverage. I will say I liked it until I set it. Even for the medium coverage, like, it looked really pretty without being set. But as soon as I put the powder on, it made my under eyes dark. So if you're not into setting your under eyes, then you might love it. But if you do like to set it, and if you do like high coverage, just keep that in mind. I'm gonna go ahead and return the concealer, but I'm gonna keep the foundation and the blush. So I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below. I would be more than happy to answer them. I love y'all very, very much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.